Hello there, you're welcome to the second video for today on the Ugamadi Football channel. And in this video, rather, I would be giving my review of the Nigeria versus Zimbabwe game, Super Eagles of Nigeria versus Zimbabwe World Cup qualifying game, and that ended in a draw, disappointing draw yet again, the shambolic draw, shambolic performance yet again, tepid, slow, you know, no energy. I think it would have been better watching ice melt or watching paint dry or watching a fly just hanging on your wall than to watch that game. That was sort of one way to waste 90 minutes plus of your life. If someone had said, how do you waste 90 minutes of your time? How do you waste it? Watch that game. That's a perfect way to waste your time. The lineup was just all over the shop, and then you had people playing out of position, and you had Alexi will be playing as a six, playing as a defensive midfielder. How in the world is that even an option? How is that even a thing? Having Alexi will be playing that deep. How? No intensity from the players. The coach seems like he's run out of ideas. So for me, I think he should be sacked right off the bat. He should go. There's no point having him. The Nations Cup is here. We have an opportunity to qualify for the World Cup, though drawn to games, but you don't want him to lead the team to the second game. And like one thing about football is like every other sport. Of course, you have your talent, you have the physical ability, you have your skill on the pitch, but it's more psychological and mental than physical. Because once you start, you could see teams that maybe are a lot that are weaker than some other teams, maybe your Rwanda, your Zimbabwe, your Lesotho. Obviously, they're weaker than Nigeria in terms of players they have. You have Nigerian players all over the place doing well. But once you give them the opportunity to build their confidence, to begin to see you as every other player, then you're in trouble. You're in trouble when they begin to see your superstar players as every other player they come up against. Then you're in big trouble. Because at first, a team like Zimbabwe coming up against the Super Eagles of Nigeria would see them as, oh, these are top level players, they are A+ players. We don't stand a chance against this team. But when you start the game tepid, you start the game looking like you're bereft of ideas, then they begin to grow in confidence. Oh, these people are not that special. They begin to have that in their mind. These players, come on, they're not that special. We see them playing in the Bundesliga, we see them playing in the Premier League, we see them playing in the Serie A. But come on, we're now facing them mano a mano, man v man, and they're not showing anything special. Then, as they begin to grow in confidence, what happens? You begin to fall down in confidence. Confidence begins to dip, and what you have is a struggle on your hands. And then the game that you would have won 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, or 5-0, you end up hustling for a draw. Hustling for a draw to save your blushes. And that's what happened. And it happened against Lesotho. Even happened in the friendly games against Saudi Arabia, against Mozambique. But still, the coach hasn't learned anything. He still plays with his 4-2-2 formation. And what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We've tried this 4-2-2-2. It isn't working. You need a 10. Nigeria has always had a 10, a dynamic number 10 behind the striker or behind the pair of strikers. And I would have thought, like I said in the preview to the game, have Simon Moses in the 10 role, allow him run at these people. Because whether it's in Europe, whether it's Africa, whether it's in South America, whether it's in Oceania, One way to challenge a deep block is have a player run at defenders, run at midfielders. Then you test their discipline. Then you ask them the question: if I dribble past one or two players, would you still maintain your position? And for sure, 99 times out of 100, players will be pulled out of position, drawn to the person running with the ball, and then the whole field opens up. So, bottom line was a disappointing game, lucky to get a draw, and the Zimbabwean team could have even won the game at the end. So, lucky to come up with a draw, 2 points from a possible six, is just absolutely disappointing. And at this point, because this group is the easiest group to qualify from, the easiest group. When the toughest side is South Africa, with all due respect to South Africa, when the toughest team you have in this group is South Africa, that tells you you should win this group. You should win this group. You should win this comfortably. But now we've had their hands tied behind their backs because they've gone into these two games just expecting the opponent to roll over. And that doesn't happen in football. You may have the better players, but people are not just going to roll over for you and watch you walk onto the pitch and you know and and win the game. You have to be ready to fight. You have to be ready to impose your will. You have to be ready to impose your will on the game. You have to show your desire. When you work hard, you show intensity, then your quality shines through. When you match or surpass the opponent's effort, then your quality begins to shine through. But we had none of that. Not from the bench, not from the players on the pitch. And going back to the bench, Jose Pesero, for whatever reason, always decides to make his substitutions late. He's never pragmatic. He's never proactive when it comes to making substitutions. He's never proactive when it comes to making substitutions. What he does is he waits till the game is almost over and then he makes a rush of substitutions. So for me, ideally, I would like to see him sacked. But then again, when you sack him, who do you get? I would like to see him sacked. I think probably you can go to Xabi Alonso and say, we need to get a coach. Can you recommend someone to us? Can you recommend us a coach? Can you recommend a coach for us? Because at this point, Jose Pesero is just not good enough. So I think he should go. But before I end this video, there's this thing I would like to sort of say. This player, I think, if integrated to the squad, could add something unique, could add something dynamic. He plays for, hope I don't butcher the name of this club. He plays for Salatania. I think I'll butcher the name, but it's a Serie A club, and he plays as a striker. I know you would say, "Wow, but we have lots of strikers. There's Victor Osimhen, there's Victor Boniface, Terry Murphy, and the striking position isn't really where we have problems." And I agree. But the way he plays, the strength he shows, the way he passes the ball, I think if the coaching crew are creative, I don't think they are, but he's someone that can be used in a unique role, sort of like a 10+9 role where he could play behind the two strikers and he could present that creativity. He's a good passer of the ball, he has skill on the ball, and he is 6'5", so he suits the African game very well because he's strong and won't be easily dispossessed of the ball. So it's someone I could see play in that 10 role, behind the two strikers like Boniface and Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen. So that's something that could and should be explored because right now we need solutions for that midfield. The midfield is right now a mess, especially from a creative standpoint. So I've come to the end of today's video. So I want to know what you think. What you think? Do you think I'm overreacting? Do you think Jose Pesero deserves to take the team to the Nations Cup? Do you think the team is fine and and the coach should be sacked and that would work out well? So let me know what your thoughts are. And opinions are on this. So at this point, come to the end of the second video on this channel. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And while you do that, have an exciting and blessed day.